Shoppers are cutting back spending, profits are lower. Paid ads are still getting more expensive. Brands are having to find new ways of getting new customers, like collaborating with each other and collaborating with creators and influencers. Hey everybody, and welcome to today's video where we're going to be looking at the highlights of the Shopify Commerce Report of 2023. So let's zoom out and first let's look at the supply chain. So the report talks about how supply chains are still unreliable, they're still expensive, but this still hasn't changed that consumers want things now, they want things quickly, and they want things with free delivery. So what are brands doing about this? Well, they're doubling down. They're starting to hold more inventory. They're diversifying their suppliers to try and get more goods in, and they're trying to reduce return rates. Now, return rates in e-commerce are notoriously high. They're 20 to 30% on average. Compare this to in-store return rates, which are about 10%. Next, the report talks about money, and it talks about how shoppers are really cutting back spending, and they are less loyal than ever. So more than 7 in 10 consumers bought from a competitor of their go-to brand between May 2021 and May 2022. And this is predicted to get worse in 2023 as spending power decreases and consumers are shopping for better deals. So what is the solution to this? Brands are discounting more, so they're doing more promotions. They are also cutting costs, so they're cutting overheads, they're consolidating software, and they're investing more in retention. So they're moving some of that acquisition budget over to retention to increase customer lifetime value because, that's where the profit lies, which brings us to marketing. So marketers have been beat up for the last year, especially with paid ads acquisition, and it continues to get worse. So ROAS continues to plummet, paid acquisition costs continue to go up, and brands are now losing, on average, $29 per new customer acquired. Why is this? Well, according to 350 global e-commerce leaders, growing competition was the biggest factor in 2022. In fact, the number of online stores doubled from 2020 to 2021. And now, more than 26 million e-commerce stores compete for people's attention. In addition to rising competition, Apple's tracking update in 2021, so remember that big iOS 14 update, that caused a 30% accuracy loss in ad tracking overnight, and it cost billions of dollars. And also Apple and Mozilla, they got rid of third-party cookies. Google is getting rid of third-party cookies next year. Tracking is generally much more difficult. So what are brands doing to counter this? Well, the report says that brands are now investing more in first-party data to offer more personalized and relevant content. Why is this? Well, as before, more brands are investing in customer lifetime value, investing in, getting one-time customers to turn into two-time customers and three-time customers. And the way you do that is by offering more personalized, relevant content so that people buy and buy again. So by investing in first-party data, you own the data, you understand more about your customers, and you know what products to serve them and when. But in terms of getting new customers, what are brands doing? Well, they're having to think outside of the box. Brands are collaborating more with each other and with creators and influencers. Just like how, different rock bands will perform together in a concert to share their own fans, right? Brands and creators will collaborate with each other to, again, get that crossover between their audiences. And the rise of creators and using creators is being seen as pivotal. In fact, 30 to 40% of adult consumers under 30 years old consider themselves to be a content creator. And 71% of businesses expect online creators and influencers to become more important in the future. What kind of content should you use with creators? Short form video is especially popular. So 40% of Gen Z use TikTok and Instagram. Next, e-commerce. So e-commerce growth has steadied since the explosion during COVID. And marketplaces now dominate on price, convenience, and speed. The solution? Brands are leveling the playing field with social media. Shopify predicts that social media is the single most important channel in attracting new customers and retaining customers in the coming years. And 1/3 of businesses are investing more heavily in their social media. In fact, having a good experience with a brand on social media makes you 78% more likely to buy from them, and combine this with live chat. So 1 billion consumers message brands on a weekly basis on WhatsApp, Instagram, and other live chats. Being on live chat and offering live chat is essential. 41% of consumers want live chat, and most of them don't actually mind if it's a robot as long as it's simple questions. And this brings us to retail. So Shopify says that the purpose of retail has changed. Instead of being the end destination where somebody visits the shop and buys the product, it is now a stepping stone in the customer's journey. It is more of a, I'm going to go visit the Apple store to try the product, and then maybe I'll buy it online. Or maybe I'll buy it online and I'll pick it up in the store, and maybe I'll return it in the store. And the best retail stores are now using that space as an experiential space. So in-store experiences are now trending, turning it into a quote third space. So the office, the home, now you've got these great retail spaces where you spend good amounts of time at. And when I was living in Thailand, the shopping malls there, they were kind of like a third space. They had coffee shops, they had great restaurants, they had great areas to hang out, cinemas, etc. Right? And people would just hang out in these third spaces all of the time. And we're seeing this more and more now. Ralph Lauren has coffee shops and playgrounds. Story in Manhattan changes theme every 2 months. It's about creating magnetic in-store experiences that people don't forget. So this was my overall summary of the 2023 Shopify Commerce Trends Report. We can continue to expect the unexpected. Brands need to adapt. Supply chain is still problematic. Brands are investing more in holding more stock and diversifying suppliers. Shoppers are cutting back spending. Profits are lower. Paid ads are still getting more expensive. Brands are having to find new ways of getting new customers, like collaborating with each other and collaborating with creators and influencers. They are also focusing more on getting return customers, so increasing lifetime value. And the big marketplaces, the Amazons, they dominate e-commerce. And brands have to use social media to even the playing field. Finally, the role of retail is changing. It's becoming less as an end destination, but more as a point in the customer's journey, and a point that has to have a magnetic in-store experience. Anyway, I hope this was interesting to you. It was fascinating to me. I highly recommend reading the report. If you'd like more videos like this, feel free to follow me. I'm currently on YouTube and LinkedIn and a little bit of Twitter. But right now, I've kind of made a promise to myself to share more of my work. So share these things that I'm reading, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you find it interesting. I find it interesting as well. So anyway, until next time, cheers.